All that remained was a cool exit. After picking up her son, she withdrew all savings, adding a handgun for protection. She took off her wedding ring, bidding adieu to the marriage. With half her savings, Anna bought a sports car for a new life with her sons. The little one bet Mom would return home in a week. Anna fixed the rearview mirror and told him to focus. Just as they arrived in Boston, Anna bumped into one of her old suitors right outside the hotel. This guy was the symbol of the upper class. In a time when women were often stuck at home, Anna now plans to find a new support. Little George tried to dampen her spirits, but she was confident. From that moment on, he cut off all ties with her and never contacted her again. The little girl was forced to face life's challenges alone, and a sense of loneliness began to take root in her heart. Then he crushed his glasses like he was auditioning for a chemistry lab accident. Faced with stares, Anna excused herself for makeup, rushing to the restroom. By calming down, the creep had vanished. And to top it off, he swiped all the cash from her purse without so much as putting a crumb on the table. With the waiter chasing her down for tip money, Anna was feeling mighty embarrassed and furious. Just then, a chivalrous colonel in uniform swooped in to save her. Talk about a classic hero rescues damsel scenario. But little did she know, behind that gentlemanly facade, the colonel had a dark side. The childhood bond made it easier for Kay to warm up to him. "I can't write your name, but I've seen you like a couple of times." He compared their family to a pack of dogs, with him as the alpha. George wasn't afraid of the colonel, but he was terrified that his mom's new security might disappear because of him. On the eve of the wedding, Anna brought along her two adorable sons to gather all the necessary supplies for the grand celebration. When they encountered a group of disabled kids in the elevator, the mother and boys couldn't help but feel empathy. They immediately decided to donate the last $500, a move that left the colonel feeling heartbroken. The colonel then pushed Anna to hand over her pearl necklace. At first, Anna just dodged his demands, but when she saw George get shoved down by the colonel while trying to protect her, the fierce anger of Mama Bear is instantly ignited. Anna kept trying to figure out her next move in 1953 America, where options for women were slim. Jobs were scarce, and when they did exist, as made women out to be nothing more than accessories. And guess what? Their worth was usually linked to marriage and family. Even ambitious Anna wasn't exempt from this reality. "Don't worry," Anna said. "I'll find your father." Unfortunately, when they got to their new spot, they could only afford a rundown apartment. George wanted to go back and find Dad, but Anna insisted that they needed to stick to their own rules. In fact, her ex had been sending money, but she returned it all without hesitation. After settling in, Anna quickly found a new date, thanks to her stunning looks. But on their first date, he tried to make a move on her suddenly. "Get off me. You think I was asking for this?" Oh my gosh. Even with that humiliation, Anna refused to compromise. No matter how messy things got, she believed she deserved respect and dignity. Not long after, Anna got in touch with her ex, who came from a wealthy family, and invited her to attend an evening ball. Without any hesitation, she eagerly accepted the invitation. But when she arrived at the venue, all she heard were snarky comments about how old she looked from him and his date. Anna decided to drown her sorrows at the bar when she noticed the smiling guy nearby. This marked the very first time in her life that she took the initiative to flirt with a stranger. But just a couple of lines in, the guy claims he's a cop and accuses her of being a hooker. Oh no, you're almost getting cut. When the man flashed his badge, Anna's bright smile vanished in an instant, quicker than one could blink an eye. While stuck in the slammer, she remembered George saying he'd seen ads for Dad S-Ban on tour. So, with great reluctance, she dialed her husband's number to ask for bail money. But all she got was him getting cozy with a new chick on the line. Anna ended up spending the night with two sex workers, all of them feeling forgotten by their families. The next day, a kind neighbor bailed her out, and she sheepishly asked him to keep it hush-hush. That young man turned out to be the first real gentleman Anna met since leaving her family. After facing setbacks, Anna truly felt the absurdity of family life. With her sons, she set off again, no longer fixated on finding a husband. They first leaned on Anna's sister, then she got a job as a waitress, her first step towards independence. She hadn't intended to intrude, but accidentally overheard Chase bragging like he was the hero of a blockbuster movie. While Anna was feeling down in the restroom, a colleague came to inform her that she'd been fired due to complaints from a customer. The lady, who often bears grievances herself, unexpectedly began to comfort Anna. Meanwhile, O'Connell and his crew were cornered by the crowd, no escape in sight. For a brief moment, both sought to reclaim their neglected identities. Not long after, Anna went to another drink shop for a job, but she was largely ignored. She saw the owner arguing with a lady, so she bravely jumped in. "You promised me, you know I'm really sorry." His apologetic tone only made her frustration bubble up. With her savvy expertise, she soon won over the affluent lady. When the boss returned to find out he had hired a woman, he was skeptical at first. They sought help from their old buddy, ace pilot Winston, who was pumped and ready for Hamanaptra. Anna's stellar performance soon caught his attention. Anna's first impression of her boss was pretty good. He seemed like a sensible gentleman. They attended Anna's eldest son's play, but bad weather cut it short, leaving the boy awkwardly on stage. The shop owner cleverly diffused the awkward situation with a witty remark demonstrating high emotional intelligence. Their relationship heated up fast, heading straight for wedding bells. But life had a joke in store for Anna. While they were dining outdoors, a woman crashed their moment. Apparently, the heir to a spy's family fortune suffered shockingly from mental illness. She turned out to be the 7th woman he dated. The lawyer handed Anna a hefty settlement. Anna felt bitter. Every marriage chance was ironic. She resolved to leave with her son. But this time, George preferred to stay with his aunt, loving the school's atmosphere and his teacher's appreciation for his talents. Especially when she heard that the next destination was California, she was even more reluctant to leave. George felt dismissed. Indeed, he had always believed that his mother, Anna, did not truly understand him. Instead of attempting to persuade, Anna embarked on the journey alongside her eldest son, Robbie. She had always told George never to look back, but this time, she kept glancing back. Actually, deep down, George wanted his mother's attention. He thought she would turn around and drag him in, but he seriously underestimated her resolve. Robbie was Anna's firstborn, and unlike George, he just wasn't as outgoing or carefree. He loved embroidery and theatre, and often faced ridicule for it. As a result, Anna felt the need to pay closer attention to his feelings. They tried to make money by offering rides, but ended up with a seemingly harmless couple. But once they got out, the pair revealed their true colours, brandishing a knife at Anna. They instructed Robbie to go and bring them all of the cash. The man underestimated Robbie, failing to realize he'd actually pulled out Anna's gun. Unbelievably, he carelessly forgot that the individual he had taken hostage was none other than the other person's mother, whom Robbie was protecting. The mother and her son, as a team, bravely stood their ground and managed to scare the potential robbers away. However, during a break stop, the opponent seized the opportunity to silently steal the belongings from the car and subsequently rendezvoused with their earlier accomplices who participated in the robbery. Now, they were completely broke, leaving Robbie no choice but to call for help. George realized that Mom was protecting him, leaving all the settlement money with his aunt. The news really struck a chord in him, evoking deep emotions within. He understood that while his mum had flaws, her love had never wavered. Anna had never overlooked him. Throughout the journey, she had faced countless challenges but never ignored him. When George saw his dad looking for him in As, he thought he might finally care, but then rejected him, saying he was too busy to take him along.